people pay you to,
yeah,
advertise their stuff on Instagram or something.
Totally. So, I mean, so my point is, like, I would absolutely do it because I know the upside. But, like, if that never happened and I just keep my head down and this podcast is it, I mean, this is a financial success here at this podcast. So I would absolutely do it because I can do 100 things in one day. But, like, it's not like I look at someone and say, people don't realize, like, this podcast is like running the Bravo network. Like, unless I say something so blatantly racist or against the president with violence, you can't get canceled from Apple and Spotify. You really can't. So, like, a Housewife or any reality show, like, you can be fired at any time. Now, I still want it because I understand how it works.
Right.
There would be no guise of me thinking, like, wow, I'm going to show people what a great success I am and be a voice for the gay community. No, I'm going to go on the show. Whatever happens is going to be edited to make me look like a total lunatic. And I'm just going to collect my money.
I don't think you would be edited much. I think
I'm pretty open.
You're very open. I think
I answered all your questions.
You did. I think that you would be really good on reality TV.
I think so too.
I think Heather McDonald wants to be a housewife. I
think she does.
Right?
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm nothing against her.
I think she'd be good.
I think she'd be
fine.
fine.
She's very funny.
She is funny. I went to see her once, not for Juicy Scoop, just for stand-up. And I was like, how good is she going to be? Like, I understand Juicy Scoop. She was really funny.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is way better than I thought. Like, she was great.
Yeah.
Like, the actual comedy.
You should do one another's podcast.
I never know if she likes me.
What's not to like?
I don't know. Elyse, let me tell you, there's plenty of people that you can call that are not thrilled with me. But I'm okay with Heather. Yeah, I would love to do her podcast. Make that happen.
I think we should make it happen.
She can come on this podcast any day. What was I going to say?
She's very close with Jill, and you're now close with Jill Zarin.
Jill, listen, Jill and I are close. Yes. She's the neighbor in Sag Harbor. Us Sag Harbor people stick together. But Jill also is probably listening to this right now. Jill listens.
Does she?
Here's the thing. Jill said she joined my Patreon.
Right.
She listens to the main show. And I'm like, okay, that's very sweet of you.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Then, like, you get a text. Well, why did you say this? And Jill listens. She truly, this is like, Jill will call me if she doesn't like something, but not even to complain. She'll just say, like, why did you say this? I don't know if I agree with that. And, like, I'm like, oh, shit, Jill listens.
Jill looks good. Jill's looking really good.
She does.
Yeah.
She really looks good. Listen, I have no problems with Jill. Yeah, really, I have nothing else to say. I like Jill.
When I saw her, we hadn't seen each other for a while, and then I first saw her in the Hamptons at Bill Bouquet. And I was with Michael Cohn and his wife. Yes, that Michael Cohn.
Yes. I guess I should react because I know that you're friends with him, but I guess if not, everyone does.
And my boyfriend Eric, and I think there was one other couple there. But Jill came over to the table and she looked at Eric and she said, "Who are you?" And looking very surprised. And I said, "Jill, I'm divorced. This is my boyfriend." And she said, "I had no idea." I'm like, "Yes, you did. Stop that." She's like, "No, I had no idea." So I didn't believe that she had no idea. But she looked incredible. So I'll tell you one of the strangest experiences with Jill.
Yeah.
Now, I am not a believer in the afterlife, right? I'm not a very spiritual person.
I don't know if I am either.
And shortly after Bobby died, we went on a girls' trip to Morocco. There were a lot of women.
Not for Housewives.
Not for Housewives, but Ramona went on the trip. Jill was on the trip.
You were in that group.
I was in that group. And Jill had said that whenever there was a picture of her, there was always some blue light on her that she believed was Bobby, that you could see it in the photograph. And I was thinking, okay, that's maybe wishful thinking on Jill's part, or she's just making this up, or, she photoshopped it or whatever. So we took a couple of group pictures, and literally I would take the phone and look at the pictures right away, and I'll tell you, every time there was a blue mark, like a blue light on Jill, only on Jill. It gave me chills, like the hair on the back of my neck stood up.
And did you show her this?
Yeah, I was next to her,
well,
and she was like, I told you. She said, it's Bobby. He's around me. And I literally started to like get all teary because I thought, oh my God, is there really something after? You know?
It wasn't like a weird,
It was a blue light on Jill in every one of those pictures. Group pictures. Always a blue light somewhere on Jill.
Interesting.
And she didn't have time. No one could edit it. I was taking it from other people's phones. So I would, let me see this phone. And I would look at the picture. So his spirit is with her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in it, but part of me maybe does a little, but like a little compared to most people.
To me, if someone would say to pray, I would be like, I could pray to this because nothing is listening. But I have no rational explanation for this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So who else are you buddies with? Like really friends with from...
Housewives?
Yeah.
I mean, Anna Kinkoses, if you know her, from Miami Housewives. Mm-hmm. Like I was just in Miami, I saw her, but like I talk to her all the time. So her... I mean, see, this is, out of all your questions, people are going to find some of these answers pretty strange.
Okay.
Like, this will be like, I am friends with a woman named Kim G. Granitel from New Jersey. She is in the Hamptons, too.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I don't really talk about that on here, but I speak to her quite often. Luann, you know, and this is why, like, for all the drama with all these housewives, because I have drama. They don't like what this one said, what that one said. I have to tell you, you know, I don't just make things up. For going into our 5th year, Luann, to this show, never gets in the drama. When someone comes on here and says something about her, never calls me out on it. Mm-hmm. I see her, she runs over to me. It's just, we just have a thing. I'll go to her show. Like I said, it's like there's a reason.
But do you go out to dinner?
No. Luann, she invited me to the premiere of Crappie Lake. And I said to myself, I am going to go for Luann. It was over the summer and I was in the Hamptons. It was a Sunday night. And I said, oh man, I'm going to have to see certain people here that don't really want to see me. I didn't really want to see them either. Like, there's no love lost between me and Miss Morgan.
Right.
Well, I'm like, Crappie Lake, I am mad. Like, one, I was like, is this Luann's party? And then as I was coming in, I'm like, I mean, I'm sure she was there.
Was she nice to you?
Listen, I can respect, Ramona was there in the corner kissing up to Michael Lorber.
Of course.
Right. You know how Ramona is.
Right.
You know, I respect Sonia in the sense that, like, we really avoided each other, which is fine. The food game was on, the drinks. It was someplace in Columbus Circle in the Time Warner Center, a place I've never been before. I forgot the name